What's up, guys? Today we're gonna check out my new tow rig. Stay tuned. Hey, what's going on, guys? So finally got our tow rig. We were gonna buy brand new. We drove a good drive, 2 hours, to look at this other Chevy. It was a 07 Silverado 1500 two-wheel drive, and basically the dealership dicked us off for a while. At one point we were getting ready to go, and they told us somebody already bought it, and we were just so fed up with it, and there's just something fishy about it. So I called back, and they said they still had it, and I was like, what the hell's up with that shit? So we went out there, and they wanted 10 grand for this car, or this truck, and basically we were gonna put money down plus turn in the supercharged Honda Fit for it, and then probably have to finance a little bit. And we got there a little early, and it was just garbage. Oh man, I can't even explain. I was so mad. Paint was clear was peeling. It had rust on it, and it was just complete garbage. And then the worst part is when I got to the passenger side, the driver, or the passenger side bedside, was wrecked really bad. It was horrible. Basically somebody tried to cover it up and didn't do a good job. Title's clean, but apparently somebody tried to cover it. Literally looked like somebody threw dirt on it and painted over it. Spot where the bonnet was already cracked. It was horrible. I was like, 10 grand for that? Fuck that. So I didn't even get any footage of all that. I got footage from the drive there, but I didn't even take footage of there because I was just so frustrated and pissed off about how much of a piece of shit it was. So we kept looking. That's why it's been a while since I posted any videos. Is just spent a lot of time trying to find another vehicle to look for. It took a lot of my time, and we were about to buy. We just said screw it. We're gonna buy something brand new, like 2015 or something like that. And it's either that or buy another diesel. But we just figured this year's gonna be rough for me. It's gonna be a big year for the car. It's had a lot of modifications to prep for a little better year than last year. Last year I spent most of my time fighting, trying to get the car tuned right. Now it's tuned right. I got these extra mods on it for more speed, more angle. I lighten it up. I'm just trying to fine tune it again this year, so it's gonna be another rough year. But it should be a better year because I got the car tuned pretty good to how I can drive it by feel. I drifted RX-7 chassis, but not an SC chassis. So last year was the first year for the SC chassis, and being a big boat, it was rough. But this year will be a lot better because I learned a lot from last year. But basically, going back to the truck, we didn't want to be in debt, and my fiance, when we went to look at this truck, she was all for getting rid of the Fit because it doesn't serve a purpose other than she likes it. And basically we got ready to go, and as soon as she turned the key, she fell in love with it again, decided I don't want to get rid of it. So we figured, well, we'll keep it because she likes it, and I know she likes it, and I wouldn't want her to get rid of it just for me. So we said, well, rather than get stuck with a big bill on finance, we find something cheap and used just to make it through this year, and then next year we'll buy something new. So just the past day, we had a buddy on Facebook again, hooked us up. He had a Silverado, a 2004. You can probably see it glancing around behind me as I pace, because it's cold. But he basically, it has like 240 some thousand miles on the chassis. The motor and tranny has like 120,000 miles on it. It has rust, but it runs and drives good. Basically, it's a tow rig. That is it. There's nothing fancy about it. It has its problems, but it runs and drives perfect. It'll tow me from point A to point B. That's what we bought it for, but we paid $2,000 for it. So, but in reality, when I show you guys this, if I put cab corners, rockers, painted the tailgate and the door, gas door, this truck would be immaculate. The body, there's like no fade in the clear, there's no peeling in the clear. The bed sides are rust free, the fenders are rust free. They have fender flares on them, but the only reason he put those on was because he had some big 20-inch wheels that stuck out and it made it look good. But it's not bad of a truck, really, and you can't go wrong with an LS. It's got the 5.3 in it. So here's the truck. By the way, it already came drift approved, if you can't tell by the Hoonigan stickers already on it. I didn't put those on there, it came on there. So it's already drift approved. Also has some GMC mag wheels off a newer Sierra. As you can see, we got some of that crazy rust. Rockers are gone. Bottom of the doors aren't too bad, they're savable. Rockers need replaced. Bed sides are real good. There's no rust behind the covers. Excuse me. Tailgate's black. Just paint it, it'd be good as new. Came with this toolbox too. There's a dent here, don't care. And then here's the other side of the rocker and cab corners. You can see how bad it is. Now, I said that it is a truck and it's a tow rig and it has its purpose and there's its issues. The issues aren't really that bad. I can show you the inside and what my issues are as of right now. One of the issues is this door. It's a common issue for driver and passenger. Mine is the driver. It has electrical problems. Basically, this has remote locks for the door handle in the interior lock. So when you lock it and unlock it with the remote, it unlocks and locks. That doesn't work. The window doesn't work, so it doesn't go up and down, and the mirrors don't work. Basically, what it is there's no power going whatsoever to this door. The speaker works, but that's a different power source. So what it is the switch right here is bad. There's a module, computer module inside these that power everything to this door, and basically is gone bad, and sadly enough it's stupid, but these are programmed to this truck, VIN number encoded. So this right here is a junkyard one. It will not work on this because it needs to be taken into a dealership and reprogrammed to this truck, which sucks. So for now, it's gonna stay like this until I feel like paying $100 and some to have it reprogrammed. It's a common issue for this body style truck. Another one, this gauge cluster. This one's probably the most annoying. The gauge cluster, basically the lights that tell you engine light, airbags, basically all the lights that come on when you turn the key. I'll show you here in a second. They don't come on. The shift indicator light don't work, and those are all things that don't work at all. And the information station on the cluster is a flip side, back and forth of what's wrong. Basically, when this doesn't work, these gauges, these 4 gauges right here, don't work, or do work. When this doesn't work, these work. When these don't work, this works. So it's what the problem is a lot of solder joints are failing. They did some poor quality soldering, and a lot of soldering is failing, and that's why the gauges are going crazy. Most of the reason they work on and off is when you hit a bump, something starts working again. So it's kind of crazy. The RPM and the speedometer always work, but I really like to know my fuel, my water temp, and my oil pressure. Battery, I could care less. But those are things I kind of want to get working. So the cluster we're going to fix because it's a necessity traveling on the road to know what your engine's doing. So that's already loose. It's just sitting in there for now. On eBay, there's a guy that will, for $89 or something like that, he will put a lifetime warranty on this cluster and fix it, and he will do custom LED lights. So if you like, this just has original white light. I'm gonna do the blue because I think it'll be cool and different. That, or you can do red, green, you can do any color for the gauge lights, but they're LED diodes. They're not like the newer ones that they've decided, hey, we should put light bulbs in, so if they go bad we can replace them. These have soldered in LED diodes, so they're stuck in there until somebody desolders them. So for that much you can get it fixed and get custom LED lights, and it's lifetime warranty against falling apart and breaking again. So that's good. So I'm gonna probably do that. Some of the other things, you can see the headliner is falling apart. This is actually a little cubby container, and it works when you want it to. There's a button, you gotta jiggle it to get it open. Being an extended cab has the rear doors. The handles here don't work anymore because obviously there's no handle, so you got to use the inside one. And then you can see the rocker rust, and basically most of the problems are interior, other than the cab corners and rockers. I'll show you the engine. I'm sure everyone wants to see it because you guys put these in your drift cars. This is an LM7, so it's a cast iron block LS. This one has 120,000 miles on it. Woohoo, LS. So, nothing special. I definitely would rather, of all my years on working on vehicles, mostly the trucks I'm referring to, I would much rather work on this than I would a Hemi any day. If any of you guys have worked on that 5.7 Hemi, I think it's 5.7, what a pain in the ass to work on. It's so tight. And not to mention they put 16 spark plugs on those engines, versus the old LS that still runs 8 for 8 cylinders. But these are so much easier to work on. So much easier. The Hemis are just a lot more difficult, and I'm not saying that they are difficult, because the Hemis really aren't that difficult. I'm just saying they're more difficult than you comparing it to an LS engine. LS engines are stupid, silly, easy to work on. They got this ghetto cold air, which I'm going to get rid of. I'm going to go and buy a cheap ass Spectre or Spectrum or whatever they call it, cold air, because this right here is the restrictive part that needs gone. I might get rid of the mechanical fan for electric. I'm only doing these things not because of ricer shit. I'm only doing this just to get a little more power out of this thing, because this is not a diesel. I'm gonna notice there's a trailer behind it compared to my diesel. My diesel, you wouldn't know there was a trailer behind it. So I'll do those things. I'm also gonna pick up a programmer. Put a programmer on this, and what's nice about these compared to the Dodges is, see, my Dodge was a manual, and I had to buy a manual because everyone that knows Dodges knows they automatics suck. And one thing it sucks about also the automatics is they are not programmable. The shift points, the shift firmness, and all that is still mechanically controlled in the automatics in the Dodges, the older Dodges. I think it's like '09 and under. They're still mechanically controlled, so you can't get a program and change all that. On Chevy, or GM I should say, all their shift points are electronically controlled by solenoids. So you get a programmer, you can up the firmness like a shift kit, you can change the shift points like a shift kit, except you can change them when you want. You don't have to drop the tranny and put different springs and shit in and balls. But basically this tranny has a lot of potential, so I'm gonna pick up a programmer and do that. Truck's gonna pretty well stay the way it is, maybe pick up wheels, I don't know. The plan, this is a temporary truck, guys. I don't plan on keeping this forever. Maybe, I don't know. It might be a good beater truck. It might replace the Hyundai. I honestly have less issues with this engine and tranny than I have with the Hyundai. That piece of shit back there. I'm having throttle position sensor problems now. So, I'm going to let you guys hear this bad boy. The reason I say that is there's no muffler. The previous owner hacked the muffler off, was going to put a Flowmaster exhaust. Asked me if he wanted the stock exhaust for it. I said hell no, because I was going to chop it off anyway. So let's hear this LS. As you can see, the center is working. When I start it, these 4 gauges won't. And all the lights up top, lights over here. You got a seat belt. This one is cruise control, high beams. This would be your rear cab light, your key, engine light, some turn signals up here which do work. There's some other ones, but they don't work. The ones that do work is obviously airbag. Don't know if it's faulty. It could be the electrical issue, or there is something wrong with the airbag. I don't know. The key safety, or the immobilizer, does work. The rest of the lights don't. So let me turn this radio off. And that also goes for the tow package. It has a trailer button, and it only works when these gauges are working. Right now it's not going to work. Oh yeah, there's an exhaust leak too. So see, it's running right now. It's saying it's empty. I know there's a half tank. It's saying there's no oil pressure. I know there's oil pressure. It's saying the battery's dead. It's not. And well, the temperature you couldn't go by because it is cold and it hasn't been started. So this is a cold start. But you can see the RPMs works. And you should be able to turn the trailer button on and off. It would be right here. See, it doesn't work. You hear that nice LS? What you hear? For all the fucking redneck boys, probably getting a fucking big old boner. But yeah, that's about it, guys. This is it for the tow rig. It ain't new. It's not really that old. It's an 04. I mean, it's old, but it's newer than I was expecting. Which goes for, I tried looking up another truck that was an 04 for $2,000 in this condition, and it just, you weren't finding it. So it was a good deal. By the way, need a windshield. It's cracked. But yeah, it was well worth $2,000. It come with a pretty nice head unit, some speakers. Don't really care. I'm not really into music. Well, I am into music, but I'm not into quality sound. I can listen to whatever. I could put a fucking radio boombox sitting on the dash and I'd be fine. But yeah, guys, that's basically it. This is our tow rig for this year, and then we'll get something new next year. I don't know if I'll get rid of the truck. Who knows? I might keep it as my beater truck and still get another truck, or I might trade in my Hyundai and this truck to get a newer vehicle. But it'll do the job. It'll do what we need to. So alright, guys, you know, I'll have some new footage out Make sure you guys check it out weekly. I'm sorry, as I said, I haven't been posting like crazy. Just been super busy, but now it should calm down and I'll get back into working on cars. So, alright guys, take it easy.